Hello everyone, myself Harikrishna Soma. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is HK classes. So I'm trying to do my level best to give the most quality subject in chemistry for each learner. So in this scenario, I'm recording different topics and also different questions, especially where the students learners feel tough while solving many aspects. By keeping all this in mind, I have tried and still trying my level best to give the utmost subject. And the main intention of this is, I told you already, that a learner should not feel tough in chemistry topic. In this regard, I have selected many topics, especially the areas where a student feel tough for solving the questions. And in this regard, every time I'm trying to upload the best video recorded lectures in YouTube. So definitely, I'm very sure that it is going to helpful for you a lot, 100%. At the same time, I request you all, please do watch, as well as if you like, please like it. At the same time, subscribe my YouTube channel. Please do share the same to the chemistry learners so that along with you they can also get or improve their subject knowledge. Okay. Now in this particular class, students, I'm going to discuss the tough stuff in oxidation numbers. The reason why I used here is that by using normal rules and regulations to find out the oxidation number, we can do. But coming to some of the questions which a average student, even sometimes above average student also feel tough to solve certain questions in the oxidation number concept. So by keeping that in mind, today in this session, I am going to discuss the tough questions where students feel difficult to solve those questions. In my experience, I have observed the questions what I am going to discuss is definitely useful, and many of the students I have observed faced little bit difficulty to solve those questions. So because of this reason, so those questions which a student will feel, I am going to solve now. So shall we start? Yes, friends. Yeah, you can see the question number 1. That is, find the oxidation number of oxygen in O2F2 as well as OF2. So first one is given as OF2, second one is given as O2F2, and they're also asking explain correct reason for the same. To see students, in this regard, so solution, so first let me take the first one is OF2. So as you know, if we compare the electronegativity of these two elements, the first one is oxygen. The oxidation number of oxygen we need to calculate here, and oxygen is less electronegative when compared with the fluorine atom. So as you know, the electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5. That of fluorine is 4. Just I would like to say like fluorine 4. You can remember it. So definitely fluorine is more electronegative atom. So because of this reason, generally while calculating the oxidation number of the element, more electronegative atom should be assigned negative oxidation number. More electronegative atom should be assigned negative oxidation number. More electronegative element. Should be assigned negative oxidation number. And as you know, fluorine valency is 1, because in case of the fluorine, valency is nothing but 8 minus group number, that is 7. So 8 minus 7, that is 1. And common oxidation number of these halogens is 7 minus 8, that is minus 1. So therefore, oxidation number of fluorine should be minus 1. And at the same time, we have 2 fluorine atoms. And also I told you just now, the oxygen atom is less electronegative element. So because of this reason, definitely the oxygen will show the positive oxidation number. 2 fluorines together, they will show minus 2. Definitely oxygen should be shown is it will be plus 2. Therefore, oxidation number of oxygen is equal to plus 2. So in general, how we can calculate means sum of the oxidation numbers of all the species must be equal to charge on the resultant molecule. So OF2 has no charge, so the sum should be equal to 0. So we don't know oxygen will be X, plus fluorine we have 2. 2 into each one minus 1, that should be equal to 0. Therefore, for oxygen, oxidation number should be equal to plus 2. This is about OF2 molecule. Similarly, in the same explanation, we can give even in the case of the O2F2 also. O2F2 also. In this regard, if we come across, so oxygen is unknown, 2 into X plus 2 fluorine, compulsory. Fluorine will show only one oxidation number, that is minus 1. So sum should be equal to 0. Therefore, from this, what is the value of X here? That is plus 1. So only in the compounds of the fluorine, oxygen will show the positive oxidation number. The rest of the cases, the oxygen will show generally the negative oxidation number. Negative oxidation number. Yes, friends, I hope you understood this. Next, let us go for the next question. Yeah, that is what is the oxidation number of oxygen in KO2? Students, here KO2. So first identify these. Potassium is first A group element. So generally for first A group elements, maximum oxidation number should be plus 1, because for any element, oxidation number should not exceed the group number. So because of this reason, for KO2, if you take potassium, should show the maximum oxidation number of plus 1. So the point is that for any element, or for an element, maximum oxidation number should be equal to group number. Therefore, for potassium, oxidation number of potassium should be equal to plus 1, as it is alkali metal. So for alkali metal, The maximum oxidation number is equal to plus 1 only. Therefore, in KO2, we take here potassium is I'm saying 1 into plus 1. We don't know for oxygen. 2 into x. Sum should be equal to 0. So from this, the value of x is equal to minus 1 by 2. This is actually potassium superoxide. So in superoxide, oxidation number of oxygen is minus 1 by 2. That is in superoxides, oxidation number of oxygen will be equal to minus 1 by 2. I hope you understood this. Yeah. So we'll move to the next question, students. That is, oxygen shows different oxidation numbers in BaO2 as well as PbO2. Why? Explain the perfect reason. That is, so not to understand this, first let me take BaO2. In BaO2, if you come across, here we have the first element, that is barium. So barium is of second A group element. It will show maximum plus 2. Just in the previous example, I have told you the maximum oxidation number of an element should not exceed the group number. Should not exceed the group number. So why it is plus 2? Because barium is second group element. So therefore, from this explanation or consideration, students, barium should be plus 2. Therefore, barium should be, we have only one barium, 1 into plus 2 plus oxygen we have to calculate, that is 2x, sum should be is equal to 0. Therefore, the value of oxidation number of oxygen is equal to minus 1. So whenever oxygen shows minus 1 oxidation state, then that oxygen is peroxy oxygen. Peroxide. It will be peroxy oxygen. So that's why the name of the species will be barium peroxide. Barium peroxide. Barium peroxide. It's about BaO2. Now coming to the second one, PbO2. So here lead is of group 14. Group 14. So here the maximum oxidation number that lead can exhibit, it will be plus 4. So lead can show maximum, lead can show the maximum oxidation number of plus 4. Plus 4. Therefore, to take here, lead is plus 4 and each oxygen should be definitely minus 2. So in that, we have one lead here plus 4 plus 2 into 2 oxygens are there. The sum should be equal to 0. Therefore, the oxidation number of each oxygen is equal to minus. So this is a normal oxide. It shows the oxidation number of minus 2. So that is the reason in the case of BaO2, peroxy oxygens are there. In the case of PbO2, normal oxygens are there. So in the case of barium peroxide, for easy understanding, so I can say Ba2 plus and O2 minus. Simply O2 minus peroxide. In peroxide, each oxygen shows -1 oxidation number. I hope you understood this. Next question, that is, yeah, calculate oxidation number of chromium in CrO5. CrO5. So if we calculate here, normally students here, chromium will take it as X plus each oxygen -2. So we'll make it as 0, and X we will get it as plus 10. But this is wrong. Why? Because even if we take total period table, the maximum oxidation number is +8 only. It is showing +10. So this is the wrong oxidation number. But coming to the chromium students here, chromium is group 6B, I mean to say 6th group. Okay, that means chromium can show the maximum oxidation number of +6 only. +6 only. That means definitely in this case the peroxy oxygens are there. Because of this reason we are getting +10. So since chromium is 6th group and can show maximum oxidation number of +6. So here if you take the structure of this compound, actually I'm going to write this here. This is chromium So in this compound, you can see there are totally 4 peroxy oxygens are there. So each one will show -1 oxidation number. So this is -2. So chromium will show +6 as usual. So actually the name of this compound CrO5 is chromium peroxide. Chromium peroxide. Just a second. So CrO5. The name of this compound is, it is not chromium pentoxide. This is chromium peroxide. Also, many other students generally will get confused. I hope you got this clarity now. Now coming to the next question here, that is, you can see, find the oxidation number of sulfur in the given molecule, H2, S2O3. So here we have 2 different sulfurs. This we can understand only by its structure. That is, so in sulfuric acid, students, H2SO4, all of you know this is sulfuric acid. In sulfuric acid, replace one of the double bonded oxygen with sulfur atom. That means we'll get H2SO3. That means you can see here. Now if you see in detail, so we have 2 different sulfur atoms. So oxidation number of this sulfur is -2 students. This will be +6. But if we calculate normally, we will get the average value. So how to get the average value from this, students? So how many sulfurs are there? 2 sulfurs are there, unknown, 2x plus 2 hydrogens are there, each one is +1, plus 3 oxygens are there, 3 into -2, that should be equal to 0. That is 2x plus 2 minus 6 is equal to 0. This will be -4. So 2x is equal to +4. The value of x is equal to +2. but this is average oxidation number for the sulfur. But we want individually, one sulfur shows -2, other will show +6. Even if you add these two, -2 plus 6 becomes +4. For two sulfurs +4, one sulfur it will be +2. So we're getting both same scenario. Okay, it's about how we can calculate oxidation number of the sulfur in the given compound H2S2O3. Okay, next question, students, that is find the oxidation number of each bromine and also calculate average oxidation number of bromine in the given molecule, that is Br3O8. Br3O8. So in this case, first calculate the average oxidation number as discussed, that is the average oxidation number of bromine is equal to, here we have 3 bromine atoms here, so 3x plus 8 oxygens are there, 8 into -2, sum should be equal to 0 because it is a neutral species. Therefore, so 3x minus 16 is equal to 0. From this, the value of x is equal to 16 divided by 3. This is average. That means we are getting the fractional value. But coming to individually, so in that case, to get this, first draw the structure of this species. So Br3O8, that is we have totally 3 bromines here. So structure of this will be this one, and O8. So each terminal bromine will have 3 oxygens with each with the double bond, and the middle oxygen will have 2 oxygens with the double bond. Now in order to understand this oxidation number of these respectively, just take directly the number of bonds around each bromine atom. But here in this case, both atoms are same only. The oxidation number of the same element, to compare, the difference will be is equal to 0. So we need to neglect that. So therefore, coming to this bromine atom, this bromine have 3 oxygens each with double bond. Therefore, this bromine will show +6 oxidation number. Coming to middle bromine atom here, totally 4 bonds are there, +4. Terminal bromine, it will be plus. Okay, so likewise we can calculate the oxidation number of the individual bromines in the Br3O8. Yes, friends, I hope you understood this. Next question, students, that is, find the oxidation number of each carbon and average oxidation number of carbon suboxide. That is C3O2. So let us solve this. C3O2, C double bond O. This is carbon suboxide. So now similarly, as per the previous explanations itself, we can calculate. So for this oxygen atom, it will be -2. Definitely, this carbon is +2. Okay, and this carbon is 0 because both are same atoms which are attached to this, and this carbon is +2, and because oxygen of this is -2. So this is oxidation number of each carbon atom. Okay, and coming to the average oxidation number. Of carbon. So how many carbons we have? 3 carbons, we don't know. 3x plus 2 oxygens are there. 2 into -2. Sum should be equal to 0 because it is a neutral species. So 3x is equal to 4. The value of x is equal to 4 divided by 3. Okay, so this is how we can calculate this. Okay, students, I hope you got it. And please subscribe my channel, and definitely I'm sure that you will get satisfied. And day by day, every day, I'm trying to upload the toughest kind of the questions where the students will get enough knowledge and they can do well in the respective competitive examinations like JEE mains, advanced, as well as NEET. And also I'm sure that it's useful for the foundation students also who are eager to learn chemistry subject. Okay, students. Yeah. Now coming to the next one. Yeah. Express oxidation number of each sulfur in this compound. S4O6 2 minus. That means for this case, we need to compulsory write the structure. That is, total we have 4 sulfurs. So that is, and also we have 6 oxygens here. So each oxygen here, O2, S4O6 2 minus. Now if you take here this particular compound, in this case, so this terminal oxygen will show -1. It is also having the one bond, so it should be overall -2. This also will show -2. This also will show -2. Okay, -2. Each oxygen atom -2. And these sulfur will show 0 oxidation number, 0 oxidation number. And coming to these sulfur atoms here, it is attached with totally, no doubt there are 6 bonds, but one bond is sulfur atom. So we can neglect that because difference in electronegativity is equal to 0. And apart from this sulfur have totally 5 bonds with oxygen. So it should be +5 oxidation number. Similarly, this terminal sulfur also, this also you can see that is +5 oxidation number. This is how we can calculate oxidation number of the each and every sulfur in the compound S4O6 2 minus. Okay, students. So that's it for the day. Please go through once. These are the tough examples I feel for a student. And in the next class, I'm going to bring few more important stuff which is useful for you all. So thank you very much.